Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today we're talking about Wanyang Sword 7 on the Xbox Series X. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get started with my first impressions of this. So I decided to go ahead and pick this game up. I paid $49.99 for this. I did apply for a code, didn't receive that, so I decided to use my own money because this game looked interesting and I wanted to give it a shot, and I just kept kind of bugging me to want to look at that. So I decided to pick it up. That's why this is coming a little bit late. I was trying out this new service to try to get, codes for games so that I could review them so I don't have to spend so much money on games. But here we are. And I am happy to say that this actually turned out pretty freaking decent. I've been playing for about 3 hours now. The biggest thing I was most worried about was going to be resolution, frame rate, stuff like that, because this game, as it sits, is not enhanced for Xbox Series X. I don't even think it's enhanced for Xbox One X. But I am happy to say that the frame rate feels pretty good. It actually feels like it's running at 60 frames per second. It's pretty freaking smooth. It looks smooth. The combat feels really good. Nothing feels janky, anything like that. It actually kind of surprised me. Resolution, on the other hand, it does look really clean, really crisp. But in the distance, it kind of looks a little fuzzy or whatever. This game is running on Unreal Engine 4, so you are getting a pretty decent overall image quality when it comes to this game. Like lines, everything looks nice and sharp and crisp. There's not a lot of stair-stepping or anything like that. The picture doesn't look really washed out or anything. It looks really clean. It looks pretty sharp. Like I'm actually surprised. Some of the I mean, you can definitely tell that this is a AA game. Like there's no sugarcoating that. There's nothing. I mean, it does look AA in some sense, but I mean, character models are really good. The NPCs, they don't look like they're dumb or anything, you know what I mean? They're not just like walking around in circles. It's not like a buggy, jittery mess. It actually is a pretty coherent game. Really good storyline so far. And the first part, the first 3 hours that I've been playing, pretty story heavy. So I mean, it's not like it's actually good, but this is all in Chinese, so you are going to have to read the subtitles. So you're going to be pretty invested in doing a lot of reading when it comes to playing this game. But I'm going to call this a CRPG because it's kind of like a JRPG. The way the world is set up and stuff, it's not like just a big open world so far. I haven't run into a big open world. But it is more of like a corridor thing. Like you're walking down corridors, stuff like that. In between cliff faces, there are little city hubs that you can walk around and explore. There are secrets and hidden stuff to find while you're traversing this. There's climbing, like you'll climb up rock faces, stuff like that. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of like playing like a Final Fantasy VII or Scarlet Nexus or something along those lines. Even Tales of Arise. It's got that JRPG feel, but it's a Chinese JRPG. So this game is tied to Japanese lore or Chinese lore as well as mythology. So and history, Chinese history. So I mean, for the most part, it's like really mysterious and really like, oh my gosh, like you just want to play it. Like the story is that engaging to where you're like, wow, this is good. So yes, while there are some flaws, it's nowhere near as bad as anybody would think, though. I mean, like this is a pretty competent game. Character design and character dialogue is pretty freaking straightforward. It's pretty good for the way they've got it translated. It's really easy to understand. It's really easy to read. It's actually pretty decent. Like I'm having a good time playing this game. Combat feels fun. It feels fluid. It feels hasn't really been intense yet. Most of the thing I've been fighting is just like wolves or whatever. But it does have that like upgrade path. Like right now, like with any JRPG, they kind of start off, like a little one-sided, like maybe you get a couple moves here or there, whatever, so I mean, it just kind of feels pretty basic at that point. But there's a pretty decent skill tree. There's ways to find like armor. Maybe I'm not exactly sure on armor, but it did have like a whole bunch of slots. So maybe like some of that is armor or whatever. But definitely you can find new weapons and stuff like that. This is supposed to be an RPG. So this is the 7th game in the series, and clearly they're still making them. So this is pretty decent. But this is the first one that I've ever seen on a console. I don't think like this is the first one I've seen on a console. So I'm having a good time with it. If you can't tell, like obviously I'm thinking, I'm not like super impressed. Like, oh my gosh, that's a great game. It's blown me away. But it is to the point where it's like, man, this is a competent package. Like this feels pretty good. Like I'm interested in playing this and continuing to play it. I would say it looks almost as good as like a Dark Souls type game. You know what I mean? Like visual wise, I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, like the art, like the cities and towns and stuff like that, they look pretty good. They look pretty detailed. Like I'm pretty happy with the package that I've received in this game so far. I've been trying to really try more games and to be able to bring you more content, to be able to help you find those hidden gems that like would really interest you and like really help you find experiences as well as myself, because that's the reason I started doing this YouTube channel, is because I buy a lot of games. I buy a lot. And I figure, man, if I'm going to be spending all this money, I might as well let other people know how I'm feeling about it. I'm not out there trying to be like the world's best reviewer or anything. I'm just trying to help people like me or like-minded people find good experiences, so they're not just blowing through a whole bunch of money, just wasting it. Because like if I can do that, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, so like the traditional reviewers have kind of skipped over this game. But it looked interesting enough to me for me to pick it up and do a review on it. So that's basically what you're getting right now is my first impressions. I will probably be doing a full review on this game after I complete it. I do plan on kind of sticking to it at least for a while, because I mean, for the most part, I'm really engaged in this. I do want to continue playing it, but I also have to go to work and stuff like that. So I don't know exactly how long it's going to take me, but if you have any questions about this game, definitely drop something in the comments, because I will answer you as things move forward. So if you like this content and you want to see more of it, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know what you're thinking, and I will see you in the next one.